Hi everybody, welcome back. Tony again here with Shinsho Yoga. And for this video, I'd like to talk about a concept of consistency over intensity. So the importance of consistency, the power of consistency versus intensity. And I'd like to talk with you a couple little, examples, stories that I saw, things that I've seen, and use that as an example. So over the summer, I do beach yoga up around this area. I live and surf in the area here at the Jersey Shore, so I'm always up along the beach, and I always see people running up and down the roads. There's always runners out there, and after a while you get to see people over and over, and you kind of recognize, oh, that's that one, that's this one. And over the summer, I noticed a woman had started running out there who was probably around my age, middle age, and heavier set, not overly overweight, but just not in shape. And I saw her struggling out there in the late summer, starting to run. And I always honor people when they do that because I know how hard it is, right? I know how hard it is to get started. And whenever I see them out there, I always hope that they're going to continue, right? That they're going to keep going with it. And every week, I saw this woman out there running. Her run, not much better than my runs, more like a quick walk, and I would see her struggling out there doing it. But I was like, good for her. But who knows if it'll last? Who knows if she'll continue through the winter? Who knows any of it? I don't know anything about the person. I just see them up and down, running up and down near the beach. Well, the weather's gotten pretty cold out here at the Jersey Shore recently. It's been real heavy cold snap and pretty frigid, more than colder than we're used to. But I still go out and check the surf because I surf all year round. And who do I see running up and down the road by the beach? This same woman. Frigidly cold out, right? Windy. And I see this woman out there still running. I saw her running through the fall. I saw her running into the early winter. But now this time of the year, this is the time that kind of separates people. Are they going to keep doing what they're doing or whatever? And she's still out there doing it. Still out there running. She could have gone inside. She could have said, I'm going to take the summer, the winter off, wait for summer again. Nope. She's still out there doing it. And when I see her run now, she doesn't seem to struggle as much as she did when she first started. It seems she's developed a better pace. It seems that she's developed a better form. And it seems that she has better stamina for it at this point. And at this time of the year, that's a tough thing. And again, I don't see her out there sprinting. I don't see her out there doing cherry pickers or jumping jacks or burpees. She just runs. And again, when she started running, it wasn't very fast. And it's not that it's fast now, it's a jog. But she definitely doesn't struggle as much as she used to. And she has a better stamina and a better pace. And all that I know she's done is just run. She's just been consistent. I can say the same thing for a man that I see at the local pool. So I recently started going back to a local pool swimming. Wintertime, I don't get in the water as much surfing, so I try to keep the surf fitness up and just general need to keep the fitness up because it's a lot harder in the winter around here. I like to be outside, and so I went back to just a local pool, and you don't have to join it or anything like that. You just pay $5 and you get an hour to swim. And I have lanes, and I started going back, and recently I saw a younger guy, probably in his 30s, very heavy man, come in and swim. And he swims for about a half hour, and he's there every week. A lot of times I go on Thursdays, and when I go on Thursday at this one time slot, he's there every time. He shows up. Consistency over intensity. The guy is not going hard back and forth. The guy's not going crazy. He just comes in and swims. It's not that he doesn't put in effort. He definitely does. But he's not going crazy, right? He just comes every week. Consistency over intensity will get you better results in the long term than anything else. Yes, as we go along, right, and whatever we're doing, our body will acclimate to what we're doing. If you're lifting weights, it'll do that. If you're doing yoga, it'll do that. If you're surfing, it'll do that. And you have to push a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, right? But being consistent is more important than being intense. I know many people, if they can't go full bore on something, they just don't do it. I made the same mistakes in the past. I would go, when I would go to exercise or do things, I always had to go in whole hog, 100%, or not do it, right? And there's something to be said for committing and going all the way through. But if you want the practice to last, if you want the practice to have long-term results and be sustainable, consistency over intensity is going to serve you better every time. My mother has a saying, and she said 90% of life is just showing up. I can't argue with it. A lot of the times my mother's ran her own business since I was a little boy. And a lot of times my mother got work by just being the only person that showed up to something. A lot of people talk a good game. A lot of people say they want to do things. Or if you can't go, if it can't be all of everything, it's nothing. All or nothing will have you a life of all or nothing. And a lot of times it's very difficult to get the all and you end up with nothing, right? Being consistent with your effort, showing up, will do more for you in your health, in your life, in your relationships, than anything else. It's the same thing that with my own practices. Your practices will ebb and flow between yoga and meditation and surfing and martial arts, and I'm a musician, and obviously I do photography too, all these different things. But when it comes to like my yoga and my meditation, even though I'm a teacher of it, it suffers, right? I don't get in as much as I would like to. And I used to say, well, if I can't do, an hour and a half, this class, I don't want to do a yoga class. I had to learn. It's better that I take 15 minutes a day to do it, or at least 15 minutes a couple of times a week to do it, than once or twice a month to do this heavy, intense class. Consistency over intensity. Same thing with meditation. When I was with my Buddhist Sangha, we used to meditate every Saturday, right? And we'd sit for 2 hours, and then we used to do what's called a Zazen Kai, which would be this all-day meditation that we would do on a Saturday. And I don't belong to the Sangha anymore. I've went my separate ways, and I say, oh, well, I've got to do those things. It's better that I just take 10 minutes a day than try to force these intensive all-day 2 hours. It's better if I just be consistent with 10 minutes a day than inconsistent with the other side of it, right? Again, we do have to raise our intensity in what we do over time because we will adapt, right? But if your goal is to always go full bore in what you do and don't want to do it unless you do that, and it has to be that won't serve you in the long term, and it won't be conducive to your growth. It'll be a detriment. Go for consistency over intensity. So I always say in my yoga classes, some days you're Gumby, some days you're the Tin Man. Just show up. That's really all it is just show up and put in your best effort for the day. But consistently show up, whatever it is. 90% of life is showing up. So, that's my message for this video. Consistency over intensity. If you have to choose between the two, choose consistency. It'll serve you much better than the other one. So, that's all I have. As always, take from that what serves you, get rid of the rest. Don't take what's comfortable and get rid of what's uncomfortable, though, because we often need what is uncomfortable to serve us. Thanks again for watching. Namaste.